In recent years, we have already witnessed foreign capitals withdraw from China, and local capitalists have already become more conservative than before, and they are unwilling to make new investment in any field. A video blogger in Japan has already sent some famous and sensitive videos, and he is a Chinese living in Japan, and he said in his video that he noticed there are an increasing number of people from Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou are living in Japan, and more are planning to leave China, and they have already sold their apartment and their properties in China, and they will move to Japan, and that is a new phenomenon. And we also noticed that, and we have already read lots of news reports. Apple has already made its decision that it will shift its production of some product to Vietnam or to India. For example, his smart glass, I remember its name is Vision Pro, and such a smart product will be produced in India, and Apple also began to transfer its manufacturing from China to India to Vietnam, even to Thailand, and it has already set up new factories in those countries. And why are they leaving China? And why do they not want to produce such items in China? Is that their products are not competitive, or is there, or we can see there are no skilled workers in China? No, I believe not. We really have to review ourselves, and we really have to judge ourselves again. And just maybe 2 years ago, our government began to make a correction or adjustment to several industries, such as education, training, internet, finance, and they becoming the core target among governments. And some fields are giving industrial rectification, and our government has began to intervene the economic development with official administrative means. And I believe that the intervening with official and with the strong official administrative means is an omen, and it is a bad beginning. We will wait for the worst, and coupled with that, there is an extreme uncertainty about China's politics, and all of that makes China's economic development unstable and untrustable. So those foreign capitals or those foreign giants are leaving China. That is the reason, the root reason. Compared with China, we can see in some foreign lands there are rotations of governing parties due to the election and due to some political reasons. But no matter who took the office, they protected the people's private property, and there is independency of judicature in those foreign countries or in those world of civilization, and the capital is protected during some political turmoils, even in some political impacts. Okay, the whole society is stable and their investment is secured. So they want to make a further move, and they are eyeing wider fields. And in some foreign countries, the election and the policy implementation are both transparent and they accept public supervisions. And under such favorable and good circumstances, okay, it is good for capital because it has enough time and sufficient confidence to take precautions and take measures to cope with the changes, and even their security is protected and guaranteed. But when it comes to China, there is no denying that there is an election in China, but it's only limited for the high-level decision makers, and for the mass, we do not have any inside information. If we hold some election, it's just like a lottery, and everything is uncertain to us, but it's certain to the high above. And the root reason is that there is lack of transparency in policy implementation, and our administrative orders always change. Even sometimes it changes frequently, and if those governors want to change its own orders, want to change its policies, it is okay. It just release a paper, and it always neglect the feeling of the public, and that is the arrogance of power. Okay, you are not responsible for your people. Okay, we just dare not to make any investment. Maybe our investment will be punished by our government. And in China, it is a one-party dictatorship, and it's about stability and the continuity of the policy is stable. We could foresee that some people will say, okay, we like this stability and continuity. It make our life and make our government, make our policies stable, but that is superficial. We have to see the core reason. We have to find the root. Compared with that, in America, that is bipartisan system, and Democratic Party and Republican parties, they are holding different political views, and they are carrying out different political measures to people. For example, the border war, the new energy, the immigration issue, and even induced abortion, and they shared quite different view and actions about Ukraine and Russian wars, and they have lots of differences in political reviews, and their politics always change, and their movements is always updated, and we have already seen come and go action in US, but I want to see that those local policies, but I want to see that there are supervision in US and its policy is transparent. Even your future projection is projectable. It can be estimated, and we could estimate what will happen, and that is good for investment and capital. So in China, that is a completely different story, quite distinguished, because in those those rural and mountain regions, the local policy was decided by its top class officials, and China's economic policy is extremely unstable sometimes. So if you are the number one of the government, okay, you will lead the poor local government, and you can make any change about it. And if the person in charge for some department is changed, and it is quite easy to cause some serious consequences, such as some projects are forced to stop, and then they will become unfinished projects, and okay, your former investment will be in vain, and no one will pay the bill, and that is also the reason why we have already seen so many unfinished projects in those local areas, and that is mainly because okay, your policy is changed, your person in charge is changed, and your map of development is changed. Okay. So no one want to make further investment in China. And there is another reason we have to see that our government sometimes is not under control because there is no supervision, there is no punishment. And that is also the root reason to cause its losing the investment